Have you ever noticed how some women walk into a room and instantly command attention without saying a word? It's not because of their beauty, their clothes, or even their titles. It's because they carry something deeper, a presence, a strength, a kind of intelligence that can't be faked. Now, here's the truth. Most people won't tell you. Being smart isn't about knowing everything. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room or having a degree hanging on your wall. It's about how you move through life, how you think, how you handle pressure, how you rise when life tries to break you down. Too many women are told to play small, to be agreeable, to wait for someone else to lead the way. But the women who truly thrive, the women who stand out, who get respect, who never settle, are the ones who master themselves first and then master the world around them. People throw the word smart around all the time, but what does it really mean? For some, it's about grades, degrees, or IQ points. For others, it's about how fast you can solve a problem or how much knowledge you've crammed into your head. But let's be real. None of that matters if you don't know how to use it. None of it matters if you don't know how to navigate people, challenges, and the world you live in. Being a smart woman is not about memorizing facts or collecting achievements to impress others. It's about knowing yourself, owning your power, and moving through life with strategy, confidence, and clarity. So let me ask you a question. Do you want to keep living on autopilot, following the rules someone else wrote for you? Or do you want to become the kind of woman people remember, respect, and never underestimate? Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 7 principles that will change the way you see yourself, the way you move, and the way you lead your life. These aren't soft, fluffy ideas. These are hard truths. And if you choose to apply them, you won't just survive this world. You'll own your place in it. Too often, women are taught that smart means obedient, that it means knowing how to follow rules, how to keep quiet, how to please people, how to not rock the boat. We've been told for generations to shrink ourselves, to dim our light so others don't feel threatened. And what happens? We end up playing smaller than we're meant to. We settle for jobs beneath our potential. We tolerate relationships that drain us. We silence our voice because we're afraid of being called too much. But let me tell you something. There is nothing smart about suppressing yourself for the comfort of others. That is not intelligence, that's programming. Think about it. A smart woman knows when to walk away. She knows when silence is more powerful than words, and when words can change the entire direction of a conversation. She doesn't waste time proving herself to people who will never see her worth. She doesn't chase validation because she validates herself. She doesn't give her power away by begging for attention, begging for love, begging for someone else to choose her. No, she chooses herself every single time. That's what makes her smart. A truly smart woman rewrites the rules. She's not afraid to question what she's been told. She doesn't just accept life as it is. She learns how to bend it, how to shape it, how to take ownership of it. Smart doesn't mean easy. Smart doesn't mean everyone likes you. In fact, if everyone likes you, you're probably doing something wrong, because smart women know how to make decisions that serve their future, not everyone else's approval. And here's the part most people don't want to hear. Being a smart woman isn't about being comfortable. It's about being courageous. It's about making the hard decisions, the ones that scare you, the ones that force you to grow. Comfort zones create average women. Fear creates stuck women, but discipline, courage, and resilience, that's what creates smart women. A smart woman doesn't just survive. She thrives, she learns, she adapts, she takes what life throws at her and turns it into fuel. She doesn't see failure as the end of the story. She sees it as data, as lessons, as stepping stones. She knows that people may try to underestimate her, but that underestimation is her advantage. Because while they doubt, she builds. While they gossip, she grows. While they waste energy, she multiplies hers. Let me ask you this. How many times have you doubted yourself? Even though deep down you knew you were right? How many times have you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up? How many times have you ignored the voice inside you because you didn't want to make waves? That's not smart, that's survival. And survival is not the same as living. Smart women are not born. They are built through experience, through pain, through learning. Through refusing to quit, every scar becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes a stepping stone. Every betrayal becomes fuel to rise higher. And let's be real, you will be judged. You will be misunderstood. You will be criticized. That's the price of being a woman who refuses to play small. But guess what? That's also the proof that you're doing something right. And here's the truth. Life will test you. It will throw challenges, heartbreak, rejection, and failure your way. And in those moments, your intelligence isn't measured by what you know. It's measured by how you respond. Do you break down and stay down, or do you rise with even more strength? Do you let the world dictate who you are, or do you write your own identity? No matter what people say, that's the difference between an average woman and a smart woman. But let's get even deeper. Smart is not just about what you do outwardly, it's about who you are internally. It's about self-mastery. If you can't control your emotions will control you. If you can't discipline your habits will destroy you. If you can't set boundaries, people will walk all over you. Intelligence isn't just in the brain, it's in the choices you make, the standards you set, and the life you allow yourself to accept. The world doesn't need more women who follow the script. It needs women who break the script. Women who know that being smart is not about fitting in, it's about standing out. Women who know that intelligence is not just information, it's transformation. Women who choose every single day to rise above excuses, above fears, above the limits placed on them. So when I say become a smart woman, I don't mean study harder or pretend to have all the answers. I mean, wake up to your power. I mean, stop waiting for permission. I mean, stop confusing approval with respect. I mean, stop dimming your light because it makes others uncomfortable. Smart women know who they are, and they don't apologize for it. They don't shrink, they don't settle, and they don't stop evolving. So when you hear the word smart, don't think of it as a compliment someone gives you. Think of it as a lifestyle, a standard, a commitment, because the truth is this: anyone can call themselves smart, but only the women who live with discipline, courage, and self-respect will prove it. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into. 7 principles that will show you how to not just call yourself a smart woman, but how to live it, breathe it, and embody it every single day. The first principle is mastering yourself. If you cannot master your own mind, your emotions, your habits, then you will always be a prisoner of the world around you. A smart woman is not controlled by every opinion, every insult, every distraction. She knows how to pause before she reacts. She knows how to choose discipline over comfort. Think about how many women sabotage themselves by letting emotions run wild, anger that leads to regret, jealousy that eats away at self-worth, fear that keeps them paralyzed. Self-mastery means you take back that control. You don't let your feelings run your life. You make your feelings work for your life. This principle alone separates women who get stuck from women who rise. If you want to become a smart woman, you need more than motivation. You need principles, non-negotiable standards that you live by. Because life will not ask you politely to step up. It will demand it. And when that moment comes, you either rise to the occasion or you fall back into the same patterns that have held you down. These 7 principles are not just ideas, they are tools, weapons, and shields that will change how you live, how you lead, and how people see you. The second principle is strategic communication. Words are powerful. They can build bridges or burn them down. A smart woman doesn't just talk, she communicates with purpose. She knows when silence is stronger than any argument and when her voice must cut through the noise. She doesn't waste words trying to prove herself to people who won't listen. She doesn't gossip, she doesn't beg, she doesn't overshare. Instead, she uses her words like a sword, measured, sharp, and effective. And when she chooses silence, it's not because she's weak, but because silence itself can speak louder than anything she could say. The third principle is financial independence. Let's be honest, too many women give up their power by depending completely on someone else for survival. And when you depend, you compromise. You tolerate disrespect. You tolerate situations you don't want because you're afraid of losing the hand that feeds you. Smart woman knows that money is not just about buying things. It's about freedom. It's about choice. It's about walking away from what doesn't serve you without fear of what comes next. Financial independence doesn't mean you need millions in the bank. It means you create stability, you take control of your future, and you don't leave your destiny in someone else's hands. The fourth principle is emotional intelligence and boundaries. You can be the smartest woman in the room, academically, but if you can't protect your energy, you will burn out fast. People will test you, manipulate you, drain you, and if you don't know how to set boundaries, you'll keep giving away your power. A smart woman doesn't say yes to everything. She doesn't allow toxic people to live rent-free in her head. She knows how to read people, how to protect her space, and how to walk away without guilt. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors with locks. You decide who enters, how long they stay, and when they need to leave. That's power. The seventh principle is influence and impact. A smart woman knows that her power is not just for herself. True intelligence is using your strength to create change, to lead, to inspire. Influence doesn't always mean standing on a stage or having thousands of followers. It means being the kind of woman who sets a standard in her home, her workplace, her community. It means others rise higher just by being around you. Your presence becomes your message. Your actions become your leadership. A smart woman doesn't just survive for herself. She leaves a mark that outlives her. The fifth principle is continuous growth. A smart woman never stops learning. She doesn't settle for what she already knows. She expands, she evolves, she adapts, she reads, she studies, she listens, she invests in herself. Life changes constantly. And if you don't grow, you become stagnant. And stagnant water eventually becomes toxic. The same goes for your life. If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Growth doesn't mean overnight transformation. It means small, consistent choices every day that compound over time. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every challenge you embrace builds a smarter, stronger version of you. The sixth principle is courage over comfort. Let's be real, comfort zones are dangerous. They feel safe, but they trap you. They keep you from ever discovering how powerful you really are. A smart woman doesn't hide from challenges. She walks toward them. She takes risks. Not recklessly, but with strategy. She knows that failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's action despite fear. And every time you choose courage, you expand your life. You become the kind of woman who doesn't flinch when life gets hard, because you've already built the muscle to handle it. These 7 principles are not optional. They are the foundation of what it means to rise above average and step into your full potential. And here's the thing, you don't have to master all of them overnight, but you do have to commit. You do have to choose every single day to live by these standards, even when it's hard, even when nobody's watching, even when people don't understand. Because being a smart woman is not about pleasing others. It's not about playing safe. It's about living a life of strength, of strategy, and of self-respect. So ask yourself right now, which of these principles are you living by, and which have you been neglecting? Are you disciplined with yourself, or do you let emotions run your life? Do you communicate with purpose, or do you waste your words? Do you control your money, or does money control you? Do you protect your energy with boundaries, or do you let people drain you? Do you keep growing, or have you settled? Do you choose courage, or do you cling to comfort? Do you live to make an impact, or are you just existing? The answers to these questions will show you exactly where you need to start. And once you start, you'll notice the shift. People will treat you differently. You will feel differently. Life will respond to you differently. Because when you live by these principles, you don't just become a smart woman. You become unstoppable. It's one thing to hear principles. It's another to see them in action. Because the truth is, principles don't mean much if they stay trapped in your mind. They only matter when they become a part of how you live. So let me paint the picture. Let me show you what a smart woman looks like in the real world when she applies these standards. Now think about relationships. How many women have given up their power by depending on someone else financially or emotionally? How many have stayed in situations that chipped away at their spirit because they were too afraid of what would happen if they walked away. A smart woman lives differently. She builds her independence piece by piece. She doesn't need anyone to rescue her because she rescues herself. When she's in a relationship, it's not because she has to be there, it's because she chooses to be there. And when that relationship no longer aligns with her values, her boundaries, or her peace, she doesn't cling out of fear. She walks away with her head high because she knows her survival is not tied to anyone else's approval. That's not arrogance, that's intelligence. That's the kind of strength people can't manipulate. Imagine a woman working in a corporate office. She walks into a meeting and she notices how her ideas are brushed aside, while others who repeat the same words get credit. In the past, she might have stayed quiet, doubted herself, maybe even questioned her worth, but not anymore, because she has mastered herself. She doesn't let the frustration boil over into anger. She doesn't let the doubt eat her alive. Instead, she takes control of her emotions. She sits tall, she waits for her moment, and she delivers her point with confidence, direct, clear, unshaken. Her tone commands attention, and suddenly the room goes silent. People look, people listen. That's the power of strategic communication. That's the power of a woman who knows her worth and refuses to let others define it. Let's go even deeper. Imagine a woman faced with betrayal. Someone she trusted, maybe a friend, maybe a partner, turns their back on her. In that moment, her emotions want to take control. Anger screams, pain suffocates. The temptation is to react, to lash out, to prove a point, but a smart woman pauses. She knows that her reaction is her power. She doesn't waste time plotting revenge or begging for explanations that won't heal her. Instead, she channels that energy into herself. She sets new boundaries, she learns the lesson, she grows from the pain, and she comes back stronger, not because the betrayal didn't hurt, but because she refused to let it define her. That's emotional intelligence in action. That's choosing growth over destruction. Now picture this in everyday life. A smart woman isn't just powerful in the big moments. She's powerful in the small ones too. She's the mother who teaches her children not just to follow rules, but to question, to think, to stand tall. She's the friend who doesn't enable your excuses, but challenges you to do better. She's the colleague who doesn't gossip at the table, but brings value to the conversation. She's the woman who, even when no one is watching, holds herself accountable, because integrity isn't about being seen, it's about who you are when the lights are off. Think about failure. Every woman will face it at some point. A business that doesn't work out, a dream that falls apart, an opportunity that slips away. Most people would take that failure as proof that they weren't enough. But a smart woman sees it differently. She doesn't let failure shame her. She doesn't let it freeze her. She studies it. She extracts the lesson. She asks, what can I learn from this? How can I come back better? And then she rebuilds. That's courage over comfort. That's resilience. And that's why she will always rise again, because she refuses to let one closed door keep her from walking through the next one. Let me give you another image. Imagine two women walking into the same challenge. One is unprepared, dependent, afraid of rocking the boat. She hesitates, she compromises, and eventually she crumbles. The other has built her life around these principles. She knows who she is, she knows what she stands for, and she's not afraid of walking alone, if it means walking in truth. Who do you think survives? Who do you think thrives? The answer is obvious. The smart woman, because she has built herself to handle what life throws at her. And here's something you need to understand. A smart woman will always be tested. People will try to drag her into drama. They will try to guilt her into lowering her standards. They will try to manipulate her into saying yes when she wants to say no. But because she knows her boundaries, she doesn't bend. She doesn't argue with small minds. She doesn't explain herself to people committed to misunderstanding her. She simply stands firm, and her silence, her decisions, her walk-away power speaks louder than any explanation ever could. That's not coldness. That's clarity. That's the point of all this. These principles are not just ideas you listen to for motivation. They are shields. When people attack you, They are anchors when storms hit. They are weapons when life tries to break you. A smart woman doesn't escape pain. She transforms it. She doesn't avoid challenges. She uses them. She doesn't hide from the world. She stands in it boldly, even when it tries to push her down. And when you do, everything changes. So the question is not whether these principles work. The question is whether you are ready to apply them. Are you ready to stop letting emotions control you? Are you ready to stop begging for respect and start commanding it? Are you ready to stop settling for less and start demanding more from yourself and from life? Because the truth is, you already have the strength. You already have the intelligence. What you need is the discipline to live by it every single day. And here's the part most people miss. Being a smart woman doesn't just change your life. It changes the lives of everyone around you. When you live with self-mastery, people notice. When you set boundaries, you give others permission to set their own. When you keep growing, you inspire others to grow too. Your courage becomes contagious, your impact multiplies. Without even realizing it, you become a leader, a standard, a force. Because let's be clear, being ordinary is easy. Ordinary is following the crowd. Ordinary is saying yes when you want to say no. Ordinary is living for approval, living for comfort, living in survival mode. Ordinary is staying in relationships that break you because you're afraid of being alone. Ordinary is working a job you hate but never daring to chase what sets your soul on fire. Ordinary is letting fear make all your decisions for you. There comes a point in every woman's life where she has to decide who she is going to be. Not who her parents told her to be, not who society conditioned her to be, not who her friends expect her to be, but who she chooses to be. That moment doesn't come with fireworks or dramatic music. It often comes quietly. In the middle of the night when you can't sleep, when you're tired of your own excuses, when you're staring at the ceiling asking yourself, is this really all there is for me? That's the turning point. That's when the shift from ordinary to smart begins. But ordinary never changes anything. Ordinary never inspires. Ordinary never breaks generational cycles or rewrites history. Ordinary keeps you trapped in the same circle of self-doubt, dependency, and regret. And if you stay there long enough, you'll start to believe that's all you were made for, but you weren't. Deep down, you know you weren't. The shift to becoming a smart woman begins the moment you say, enough. Enough of settling. Enough of shrinking. Enough of silencing myself for the comfort of others. Enough of giving my power away to people who don't deserve it. Enough of letting fear keep me from the life I know I'm capable of living. That's the moment you stop living like a passenger in your own story and start living like the author of it. But here's the thing, this transformation doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional action. You cannot wake up one day and magically become the woman you admire. You become her by choice, by discipline, by sacrifice. You become her by facing your weaknesses instead of running from them. You become her by taking responsibility for your life instead of blaming circumstances or people. You become her by refusing to live the same year over and over and call it a life. When you shift from ordinary to smart, people will notice, some will respect you, some will admire you. But let me warn you, some will hate it. Some will call you difficult, arrogant, selfish. They'll try to guilt you for not staying small. They'll try to shame you for raising your standards. And if you're not prepared, you'll feel the temptation to shrink back down, just to make them comfortable again. Don't. Don't ever apologize for leveling up. Don't ever feel guilty for choosing yourself. Don't ever forget that the people who are threatened by your growth are the ones who benefited from your silence. Ask yourself right now, are you living like the smart woman you're meant to be? Or are you still playing small? Are you making decisions from a place of fear or from a place of power? Are you building your life on excuses or are you building it on principles? You already know the answer. You feel it in your gut. And the longer you ignore it, the louder that inner voice will get until it forces you to confront it. So why wait? Why delay the life you were meant for? The truth is, the shift to being a smart woman is not just about you, it's about the future you're creating. It's about the example you set for your children, for your community, for the women who come after you. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you show another woman that she can do it too. Every time you set a boundary, you teach another woman that she doesn't have to tolerate disrespect. Every time you rise from failure, you show another woman that her story isn't over. That's the ripple effect of your transformation. And understand this, being a smart woman doesn't mean you won't have struggles. It doesn't mean you won't cry, that you won't fall, that you won't doubt yourself sometimes, but it means you don't stay down. It means you don't let struggles define you. It means you get up one more time, then life knocks you down. That resilience, that refusal to quit, that's what sets you apart. Ordinary women let challenges bury them. Smart women use challenges as the soil to grow deeper roots and stronger foundations. The shift begins today. It begins with one decision. Maybe it's the decision to finally set boundaries with someone who drains you. Maybe it's the decision to start saving money and create your independence. Maybe it's the decision to face that fear you've been running from and do it anyway. Maybe it's the decision to stop wasting time on people who don't value you and start pouring into yourself. It doesn't matter how small the step is. What matters is that you take it, because every small step compounds. Every small decision builds momentum, and one day you'll look back and realize you're no longer the same woman you used to be. Ordinary women wait for someone to save them. Smart women save themselves. Ordinary women dream about the life they want. Smart women create it. Ordinary women settle for what they're given. Smart women demand what they deserve. That's the shift. And the only thing standing between you and that version of yourself is the choice to begin. So if you're tired of living on autopilot, if you're tired of watching other people take opportunities you were too afraid to go after, if you're tired of feeling like you're surviving but not truly living, make the decision right now. Step into the woman you know you're meant to be. Commit to these principles, live them, embody them, and never again let anyone, including yourself, convince you that you are ordinary. You are not ordinary, you are extraordinary, you are powerful, you are capable. And once you start living like a smart woman, you will never go back. Here's the truth. You cannot escape. Everything you've just heard means nothing. If you don't act on it, motivation is cheap. Inspiration fades, but action, consistent, daily action is what separates women who dream from women who achieve. And right now, you have a choice. You can close this message, go back to your old patterns, live another day in the same cycle. Or you can make a decision that changes everything. That decision is yours. You say you want to be respected. You say you want to be valued. You say you want to build a life that excites you. Then prove it. Prove it not to me, not to anyone else watching or listening, but to yourself. Because the person you betray the most when you play small is you. Every time you settle, you send a message to yourself that you are not worth more. Every time you silence your voice, you confirm the lie that your opinion doesn't matter. Every time you tolerate what breaks you, you choose chains over freedom. And if you're honest, you know you're tired of it. The reason many women never step into being truly smart is because it costs something. It costs comfort. It costs relationships with people who only loved you when you stayed small. It costs excuses. It costs fear. It costs the easy way out. But the cost of staying ordinary is far greater. The cost of staying ordinary is regret. It's waking up one day realizing you gave your power away, that you lived your whole life trying to please people who never even respected you. It's realizing you had the strength all along, but never used it. That's the heaviest burden a woman can carry. The burden of knowing she could have been more, but chose not to be. I want you to imagine yourself 5 years from now. Picture the woman you could become if you start today. She's standing taller. She's financially independent. She doesn't chase anyone. People chase her. She doesn't beg for love. She attracts it. She doesn't fear challenges. She thrives in them. That woman exists. She's not a fantasy. She's waiting for you. But you'll never meet her if you keep clinging to who you are right now. You only meet her when you let go of the old version of yourself and step into the new. So let me challenge you with this. Decide who you want to be remembered as. Do you want to be remembered as the woman who blended in, who never pushed herself, who played it safe? Or do you want to be remembered as the woman who broke the mold, who demanded respect, who built something lasting with her courage and her discipline. Because whether you realize it or not, your life is telling a story, and every choice you make is writing the next page. And here's something you need to carry with you. No one is coming to save you. Not a man, not a job, not luck, not destiny. You are your own rescue. You are your own safety net. You are your own source of strength. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you take back your power. Because the day you stop waiting for someone to fix your life and you take responsibility for it, that's the day everything changes. That's the day you shift from powerless to powerful, from ordinary to smart. Stop waiting for the right time. There is no right time. Stop waiting for permission. No one is coming to hand it to you. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You will never feel fully ready. The only way you become ready is by stepping into the fire and proving to yourself that you can handle it. That's how confidence is built, through action, not through wishing. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Growth always is. You're going to lose people. You're going to face resistance. You're going to hear voices inside your own head and from others telling you to stay where you are. But that's the test. That's how you know you're leveling up, because elevation requires separation. You cannot rise higher and still cling to the same people, the same habits, the same fears that kept you low. At some point, you have to choose between fitting in and standing out. You have to choose between being liked and being respected. You have to choose between living safe and living strong. So take this moment seriously. Make the decision right now. Step out of ordinary. Step into smart. Live these 7 principles like your life depends on them. Because it does. And when you do, you will look back at this moment as the day everything changed. The day you stopped playing small. The day you stopped waiting for permission. The day you decided that your future was worth fighting for. I am not here to make you feel good. I am here to wake you up, to remind you that time is running and you cannot afford to waste another year living below your potential. The world does not reward women who stay quiet, who wait, who settle. It rewards women who dare, women who rise, women who know their value and refuse to compromise it. That can be you, but only if you choose it. So here is the challenge. Don't just listen to these principles, live them. Pick one thing today, just one, and commit to it with everything in you. Maybe it's controlling your emotions instead of reacting. Maybe it's setting one boundary you've been afraid to set. Maybe it's putting away money every week to build your independence. Maybe it's finally walking away from a situation that you know is destroying you. Whatever it is, do it. And tomorrow, do it again. Then again, the next day. Because transformation doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens in consistent steps. And those steps compound until you become unrecognizable to the woman you used to be. You want a smart life? Then be a smart woman. Stand tall, stay disciplined, protect your power, and never apologize for it. And when people look at you, they won't just see a woman, they'll see a force that cannot be ignored, a force that cannot be broken, a force that chose courage, chose growth, chose impact. That is the legacy of a smart woman. Every moment you spend doubting yourself is a moment you will never get back. Life will not wait for you to be ready, and opportunities will not slow down until you feel confident. The world respects the woman who respects herself, the woman who knows her value and refuses to compromise it. You don't need anyone's permission to rise. You don't need validation to shine, and you don't need to fit into anyone's box to prove your worth. Now, the only question left is, will you choose to be her? Becoming a smart woman is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about choosing discipline over excuses, courage over fear, strength over comfort, and purpose over approval. Ordinary women wait. Smart women act. Ordinary women blend in. Smart women stand out. Ordinary women settle. Smart women build. Be bold. Be wise. Be relentless. Be smart. So I leave you with this. Stop playing small. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop giving away your power to people and situations that don't deserve it. Take what you've heard, live it, breathe it, and fight for it every single day. Because the woman you are becoming, the smart, strong, unshakable version of you, is depending on the choices you make right now.